What's happening, guys? Chris from NCG here, and today we're here with Luke Smythe, who's bringing you a very interesting deck profile. What are you playing today, Luke?
So this is True King Frogs,
right?
Which is a bit funny. So the idea is that going into the QCon tournament, we were trying to play something that's not Zoodiac, basically, or not heavily Zoodiac. Like, while this deck does play Zoodiac cards, it's got a couple of them in there. So this deck focuses on the fact that Dragonic Diagram and the True Kings are, and if you can, conjunctions between their destruction and their special summon effects, which means that if you use them to destroy Duke Frog does not miss the timing, and it can search the swap frog.
Yep.
So, to that effect, it's got a couple of ridiculous combos that can happen on the first turn, which or effectively auto wins, and you can play pretty much anything in this format you want, as long as it has whatever ridiculous combo that wins you the game.
I'll start with the main
we're
deck.
on 9 True King cards total. We have 3 Mariamne, because it gets the other ones, 3 Lithosasms, and 3 Varastos, the Fathomer. No Agnimazud, because his on-destruction effect is not particularly good. Returning things from the graveyard to the hand is just Lithosasm, but shit. So we don't play that one.
Yep.
And then we've got these 3 Balboons, which are the most ridiculous things to destroy with the True King's effects ever. Because you get your Invoker out of that as well. For Frogs, we're on 3 Swap Frogs, 3 Duke Frogs, and just 2 Ronin Toadins. This is about right for the Frog engine. The third Ronin Toadin means you draw Ronin Toadin an awful lot more than you want. And then we've got some hand traps. We've got the 3 Ash Blossoms and the 1 Maxi. Ghost Ogre, while it's better than Ash Blossom in some situations, this deck is really, really weak to Maxi.
Yeah.
Like, if you get Maxi'd on a True King effect, your opponent is going to be drawing 3 cards and you have just lost the game.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to prevent that using your Ash Blossom during your opponent's turn. Unfortunately, during the events that I played with this, that happened in reverse. My Maxi got Ash Blossom rather than my opponent's. It was not a good time. And then the only Zoodiac cards in the deck are 2 Rats and a Ram Ram. There are no Whiptails in here. Ram Ram because it interacts with Diagram in an amazing way, basically. So that's monsters.
Yep.
My entire spell line is field spells. So you must find Dragonic Diagram with this deck, or your power is massively diminished. So you absolutely have to find one, basically. So you've got 3. This is wrong. You've got 3 diagrams. You've got 3 terraformings.
Yep.
And you've got 3 set rotations, which makes for 9 copies of your field spell. And the other field spell for set rotations are Oracle of Zephyr because your opponent can't activate it. So if you happen to play a matchup with a field spell in it, this makes
it's fine.
very good. And then I played 3 copies of True King's Return. So True King's Return is normally played in the format as a kind of like just a kill spell that you can activate during your opponent's turn with Masterpiece. In here, it is actually Infinite Call of the Haunted, which is not particularly fair. So when you flip this, you get a True King back during your opponent's end phase. You get to destroy that with Diagram during your turn, do your things. Then in your end phase, you get to get another True King back, and this continues until your opponent outs this card or loses again.
Yep.
It spirals incredibly quickly, and if your opponent can't get rid of it, it's just it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
This should not have been printed. This is the main board. So your primary combos are you need to find any True King card and any of the Zoodiac pieces and any field spell.
Yep.
And if you have 1 card from each of these camps, then your opening board is True King of All Calamities, a Harmless Shark, Totally Awesome, and a Dryden.
Yeah.
And you can use your part of your common to put material under the toad, so then summons a Duke Frog in the standby phase to protect your Trident.
Right.
As well. If you add additional True Kings or things like True King's Return into this, you can potentially get to a second Tree Toad as well.
Right.
So the most ridiculous hands that you open are things like something like this, which is your entire combo, and then True King's Return and Ash Blossom to wreck your opponent should they try and do things to you during your turn.
Yep.
This time is monsters. We'll go through that in a second once I've gone through some of the rest of the stuff from the deck. Sideboard and extra deck are sideboard's pretty simple. So is the extra deck. Let's get rid of this stuff, shall we? So like I say, it takes advantage of the fact that if you open if your hand's pretty poor, even if you open Diagram and Dupe Frog, you can just like summon or set Dupe Frog and destroy it with Diagram, and then that will get you. This gets you Swap Frog because it doesn't miss the timing, and this gets you Brastos.
Yeah, so
and then
there you go.
Can discard Brastos, summon Swap Frog, send your own Toad in, and if you summon your own Toad, you're going to make a 3-turn. So Diagram effectively makes the normal summon Dupe Frog into a normal summon Totally Awesome, which is pretty cool. You do that when you don't have your ridiculous combos.
Yep.
Put those cards over there. Let's have a look at the extra deck. So we're a little bit cramped for space on the extra deck. I'd quite like to include a bit more Zoodiac stuff. But because you're trying to play 3 separate engines, you're a little bit cramped on space.
Yeah.
So your only rank 2s are your 3 Totally Awesomes.
Yeah.
I was originally playing a copy of Sky Cavalry Centauri.
Yeah, I missed him.
To out ridiculous things like Chaos Max and stupid things like that. But the fact that you had Enter Blathnius to do that anyway means that you don't really need to. And it ended up being the second Dryden is what got put in for it, which is just much better, basically. You've got your Invoker for your Battle Baboons. And then your Zoodiac engine is made up of Bulbo, Tiger Mortar, Chicanine, 1 Brawl Bull and 2 Dridents.
Yep.
This is the minimum amount that you need in order to perform your combo, and to have 1 Dryden left over for when you recycle 2 or 3 of your Ixies for next turn. Yesterday I was playing it with only 1 Dryden and an extra copy of Calamities, and there are a couple of situations in which I needed I need to have the second Dryden in order to stabilise the board. It would have made it better.
Why not Amacon instead of Bob?
It literally doesn't matter. I use them as just a material to attach for.
So it could be Amacon.
It could be Hammercock, yeah, that'll be fine. 2 rank 4s, the 1 that goes to Emerald and the Harlot Shark. I think that's will probably have been fine, but I only actually play 3 level 4 monsters. So it's really difficult to summon a second deck.
Yeah, it really is.
And the Bahamut Shark is when you turn all your creatures into water guys with Trooping of All Calamities. Which is part of your initial combo. And your last guy is Phantom Force Enter Blathnius, which is your,
he was great.
Your removal. This card is really good if you can summon it. Once you get Trooping's Return going, then you're summoning one of these or one of these every turn, your opponent loses really fast.
So good.
Because rank 9s are really powerful, obviously.
Yeah.
So if we have a quick run through of one of the combos. So let's say we start with, let's make it simple, and we'll start with Dragonic Diagram, and Barastos is the easiest one to go with, and Rapier. So when you do this combo, you normal summon your Rapier. You don't send anything to graveyard because you don't really play enough Zoodiacs to do that.
Yep.
A competitive version of it will probably play more Zoodiac creatures and less frogs.
Yep.
And then once you've done this, you overlay into your Bulbo or your Hammercon, whichever one you've chosen. You attach this, get your other Rapier from the deck. And then you go into your Broad Balls normal and get your Ram Ram, which I appear to have lost. There we are.
Yep.
Broad Balls attached to get Ram Ram. So now you've got your Diagram and your Brastos and your Ram Ram.
Yep.
You aren't actually going to Diagram your Ram Ram in this case, because instead you're going to Diagram your Brastos.
Yep.
Because this interaction is also incredibly unfair. So that's going to get you a True King to your hand and a True King onto the board, and in this case both of those creatures are going to be Lithosasm.
Yep.
And once you have those guys in play, you've now got a live Lithosasm. So you can now go Lithosasm to Disaster, destroying Ram Ram and the other Lithosasm. You get to banish 3 things from your opponent's extra deck, which is great.
Yep.
It's another benefit of having the Brastos as your opening True King.
Yep.
And then both of these effects will trigger in your graveyard.
Yep.
Which will summon back Rapier and the Brastos. So now you've got everything you need to execute your combo. So you can overlay these guys into True King of All Calamities. And attach to make everything water.
Yep.
So now both of your Rapiers are water monsters, and you can overlay them into Bahamut Shark. Bahamut Shark detaches in order to summon the Toad from the deck. And then we can go a little bit further here in that, because we're playing the Frog engine, we can in fact overlay Tiger Mortar over this, and attach from this in order to give Toad a material. So now it's going to special summon a Frog in your standby phase, which is Duke Frog, which will defend the Fat Dryden from attacks.
Right.
And then obviously you just overlay all the other guys on top of this guy in order to make Dryden with some more materials. The reason is we don't use the K9 in this particular combo, but in some situations we use the K9 to provide more materials for the Lithosasm to destroy, or a True King to destroy, and in order to put it onto the board.
Yep.
So this is your basic power combo that you want to open in your opening turn, and it takes something pretty impressive from your opponent to get past this.
Yes.
Because they effectively don't get to activate monsters, and their first 2 plays don't work. So the only things this loses to are things like a Kaiju and then a Dark Hole effect, which happen far too often for my liking during the tournament.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is your main combo.
Right.
we'll have a run through the side deck quickly. It's not a fabulous side deck, I won't lie to you. But we'll have a quick run through the kind of things that you want to include in it, because they're all things that are missing from the main board. We've got a couple of kaijus, because the mono masterpiece control deck is a thing, and it's really difficult for a deck like this to out masterpiece.
Yeah.
Especially if it's affected by spells, because then all your guys are too small. If it's unaffected by spells, that's a different story. It's easier to out with Mariamne boosted to 3000. I've still got these two Denko Sekas in here for random or macro time decks. Didn't board these in at all.
Yeah.
I don't know why I still play these.
Yeah.
It's a carryover from my Nationals deck, which is where the sideboard came from. I've got all three Ghost Ogres in here for when I go second.
Yeah.
You want to board out things like a set rotation or two, a True King's Return or two. Those cards aren't great to draw when you go second.
Yeah.
To board into these copies. You've got your Cosmic Cyclones, which is sideboard trap removal.
Yeah.
For the Masterpiece control deck, or for anything you don't like continuous spells in, basically. When you go first against Zoodiac, you board these in for Barrage and Tanky as well. And you can board out your Ash Blossoms in that situation too.
Right.
Then you've got your two Dark Holes and your Raigeki.
Cool.
Again, when you're going second against a Zodiac deck, when you're going second against pretty much anything really, to shoot down their board. So you don't get Drivences. And then the last three cards are all an Ending Nightmare. You don't necessarily have to play these. These are for the Pendulum decks. I still play every event expecting like someone to play Metal Foes.
Yeah.
Yes, I actually play the Metal Foes deck. But this card's fine because I played this against the ridiculous Phantasm Spiral deck, and that deck can't beat this.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
And you board it in. You can sometimes board it in against the Masterpiece deck as well. It'll shoot Diagram, it'll take one of the spells and then take another one in response to the Destruction effect.
Yeah.
It's just an all-round great card. Probably just go down to two, take these guys out, and play like maybe some Dimensional Barriers in here when you go first.
Yeah.
So you've got some more traps to draw into. That's probably where you go with the sideboard from here.
What would
Other
you
than that, I'm pretty happy with it.
what would you describe as the weakest matchup for the deck?
You are, you're weakest to the most powerful deck, which is the True Draco Zoo deck, which is unfortunate, because that deck both has an opening combo that matches your own, in its Emerald and Trident and Masterpiece play, and it plays Masterpiece, which is far too good just as a card. It's very, very difficult to outing, especially because you're not playing really any main board removal. You're relying on Calamities and your bigger creatures to get there. While you're reasonable against Zoo, because Dryden does not interact well with True Kings in general, when you put adds Masterpiece into the mix, it kind of goes to shit. You're also super weak to things like Max C, and Dimensional Barrier is pretty hard to get around if your opponent puts it in an opportunity time. But you can be able to fix that.
Right. No problem. Cheers for interesting deck profile. This is Chris from NCG signing out.